How you doing? Welcome to the Superhero Post show where we talk all things Star Wars, DC, Marvel, and today I wanted to talk to you guys about rumors that have been circulating about Luke Skywalker's Jedi Academy. So, obviously, Luke Skywalker is one of the most pivotal characters in any movie in the movie genre. He's one of the most famous, one of the most pivotal. When he's on screen, he captures the whole thing because he's Luke Skywalker, played by Mark Hamill. And so, one of the biggest knocks about Star Wars, and for me, by the way, I was gonna say this is my opinion. One of the biggest knocks for me in Star Wars is that we never got to really see Luke Skywalker in his prime. We never got to see him build out his order, and we never got to see how things really unfold. You see, it's like we get the regular Star Wars, right, which is A New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, and Return of the Jedi, which is really Luke figuring it out. And obviously, during that time, we are limited by the technology of that time, right? So obviously, I mean, it's obviously great. Like, the Empire Strikes Back is one of my favorite movies of all time. But still, I mean, let's be honest, the technology just isn't there, so we can't really capture the full thing of it. But it still is a pivotal movie. I still watch it to this day. And then we end up getting the prequels, which I loved, right? Which is obviously Revenge of the Sith, Phantom Menace, Attack of the Clones, which is widely loved and hated. But better technology obviously is great. But then we go from there to we end up getting Star Wars, the Clone Wars TV show, Star Wars Rebels, a bunch of other shows filling in gaps, yes, but we aren't getting the actual prime Luke Skywalker, his story about his order and how he built out things, right? And so then we get into Kylo Ren, so we get into the sequels, which is Rey and Kylo Ren. So obviously we know Luke took in his nephew Kylo Ren, who is the son of Leia and Han Solo, and Luke senses darkness in him, and Kylo ends up turning, etc., etc. But the thing is that a lot of fans have a hard time accepting the sequels because they never got to see Luke actually build his order. They never got to see Luke in his prime. We never got to see more live action Luke stories, okay? And I get it. There's comics, whatever. But a lot of people want to see the live action shows, of Luke actually doing his thing, getting his thing figured out. And so that is a hole that is in the Star Wars fandom right now. Even for me, I had a hard time accepting the sequel trilogy because of the fact that we never got to see Luke in his prime, and I just feel like it's really hard for me to just like Star Wars. I feel like they've been skipping so much, and then we had shows like Star Wars, the Clone Wars, that gave us stories during the actual Clone Wars, where Anakin and Obi-Wan were, they were like one of the most known people during the Clone War, and showed us why. And I believe that we need a show just like that with Luke, with Leia, and with Han, and Lando, and all of our favorite characters going on missions and really showing us how the Order came together. And so then the Mandalorian, which is probably the biggest Star Wars show ever. I mean, the show was insane. It's a freaking movie match to a show. We end up getting a character called Grogu. Grogu, aka Baby Yoda, is taken by Luke Skywalker to start his order. And so apparently there's a show being in development with Grogu and Luke Skywalker, and this was pretty obvious because Grogu is the biggest Star Wars, is probably the second biggest Star Wars character ever, and now he's out of the Mandalorian. It will be stupid to not start a new show with Grogu taking him out. And by the way, I do agree with them taking them out of the show because I just believe that Mando can't have his moment with Grogu still there because he's the center of attention. So obviously now that Grogu's with Luke Skywalker, now what's going to do with development is a Luke Skywalker TV show. Apparently, this is not confirmed, but I've talked to a bunch of leaks, and apparently this is what is happening. And I'm pretty sure a couple of days ago they just trademarked Luke Skywalker's Jedi Academy. Now, what can we get out of Luke Skywalker's Jedi Academy show? I believe that if this happens, we are going to get a backstory leading into Ben Solo becoming Kylo Ren. We will be getting a lot of Grogu. We'll be getting a lot of Grogu's training. We will get to see Grogu grow up. And the thing is that we've built a relationship with Grogu over the 2 seasons with the Mandalorian. So to see Grogu go through the training and become a man and even end up meeting back up with Din Djarin, aka that's the Mandalorian's name, or meeting or going to his home planet or starting his own order on another piece of the galaxy would be, or carrying on Luke Skywalker's order on another place across the galaxy would be awesome. Okay, but the big thing that we want to see is Luke Skywalker. We want to see prime Luke Skywalker. We still want to see more Luke Skywalker stories with him and his Padawans going on missions, him getting more Jedi, him meeting people like Ahsoka and other people like that. See, there's so much stuff that can happen in this, okay? And I believe that this could be a really big deal for a lot of Star Wars fans to accept a lot of the stuff. I mean, well, I'm not even gonna say this show is to accept the sequels, because a lot of people don't like the sequels as it is, and I'm not the biggest fan, and you guys know I don't really like the sequels, and it's not because of the characters and all that, it's because of the writing and the plots and the ideas have just not been that fresh to me. I'm just not a big fan. But the big thing about this excuse me, is that a lot of fans who love Luke Skywalker like myself, get to see prime Luke, and it's not a comic book, you know what I mean? And whether if it's animated or if it's live action, I could care less. I'll be honest with you. I might like the more animated animated show, because then you can bring in Leia, because obviously Carrie Fisher's dead. So we'll get into that another day. But yeah, so I am totally for Luke Skywalker's Jedi Academy show if that is happening. It is going to expand the universe more, obviously, but it's also going to explain and fill in a lot of these gaps, because obviously with the whole Mando universe basically that's building out with the Ahsoka show and Rangers and all this stuff, it is filling in these gaps that we've had between the Return of the Jedi to Star Wars The Force Awakens. And right now, I believe that is the prime focus, and I'm happy that we're doing it in Acolyte. I'm happy that we are trying to fill in these gaps, because I'm more than sure what is happening, and is that after all this stuff is done, right? Once we get Rangers and all this crap, the High Republic is the next thing that's going on live screen. And that's the reason why I believe Rian Johnson is signed for 3 movies. I don't think Rian Johnson's directing anything prequel or sequel, any of that. I think he's either doing High Republic movies or shows, or they are saving him for because I'm just telling you the honest truth of what I think they're going to do. I really do believe Rey might be starting her own order, or Finn, and then they will find Rey later on. I just believe that either they're going to go either of those 2 roads. They're either going to go where Finn or Rey start their own order, or they're going High Republic. So right now, I think I pray to God that Kathleen Kennedy and Lucasfilm, they're focusing on closing out this era with Thrawn, with Luke, with Ahsoka, and obviously Ezra Bridger. I hope that we get to close out these characters with the Filoniverse, and maybe we don't never have to close out. Maybe they can keep just filling in stories and adding in legend characters and adapting them to this Filoni and Favreau universe. But yeah, so as I said, I am totally for this. So thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe below, and please comment if you have any comments about this. If you don't like it, if you do like it, leave me a comment, and we can have a conversation below.